Where to put a stop loss when day trading. Hey, very good evening traders, this is Mark. Welcome to your daily trading video. This is a huge subject. Stop loss, you can talk about this for a whole day because there's so many variations about the strategy you're taking, the time frame you're trading on, your profit target, etc, etc. There's so many variables, but here's a little method that I use if I am day trading a specific instrument. It's a good starting point. You can use this as a complete guide or add it to different things to bring up your risk management strategy. So the first thing I do is I look at the volatility of the instrument I'm trading. So if I'm trading off a 1 minute and I'm looking to use that as my entry criteria, so I'm looking for a pattern on a 1 minute, whatever that may be, I'm going to move out to a slightly higher time frame. So I'm going to move out to a 5 minute. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to look to see in the last hour, so the last 12 bars, what the largest range was. So in this instance, in the DAX, the last, let's put up the indicators. So the last 12 bars, the highest range was 19.7. So 20 tick range is the largest range you've got. So that is what I'm going to use as my stop, because that actually gives me an idea of volatility. I'm going to say, okay, well, the biggest range we've had in a 5 minute period over the last hour is 20 ticks. I'm going to use a 21 tick stop, 22 tick stop, or something like that. So that what that does is that tries to eliminate the noise of the market, because in the end of the day, the whole point of a stop loss is that it takes you out of the trade when the premise is no longer valid, but it doesn't take you out from just noise. So the idea of this is to try and get a gauge of what noise is and then use that as a guide to where we're going to put our stop, on the assumption that if we get a bar longer than that, it's more than just noise, the trade is wrong. So 20 tick stop, right? So what happens now if, let's say I wanted to go long here, I thought this was a bottom for whatever reason, we're sitting here at 45, where does that bring my stop? Well, that then brings my stop down, right down to 25. Is that acceptable? Yeah, you know what, that's an acceptable place to have a stop. It's under that low, it makes sense. Now let's say, for example, we were up here and I wanted to go long. Let's say we were printing the 60s. Okay, we'd pushed up and I thought there was a good long there. My stop is going to be 20 points away. It's going to be, or 21 ticks away. It's going to be around here, 39, 38, 40, something like that. Is that a good place for a stop based on the chart? Not really, because that is right on the support, and why would I want to come out on the support? So my choice is this. I either ignore the trade and don't take the trade, or I put a bid in at a place that I want to get long. Now that would be back down here at maybe 45, 50 to 40, that sort of range, which gives me, in any place that gives me my stop under that lower. The further under, the better. If I can get right down here and get in, that's even better. But obviously the risk that you're not going to get filled on that, because that's going to give me a wider stop and it's going to make sure that if it does break, then the premise of the trade is wrong, as opposed to it being just noise. So that's the theory on stops. It's kind of a way of using the volatility, gauging the volatility in the very short term. It's for day traders only. You can extrapolate that onto a daily chart, perhaps if you're swing trading, then look at a weekly for your stops. But I know this is quite a nice way of gauging the current volatility, because you get the contraction and expansion of volatility intraday. So what it does is it gives you a guide for that and says, well, let's keep me in the realms of noise, make sure I'm not stopped out on noise, but at the same time managing the risk and making sure that I'm not still in a trade where the premise is completely wrong. So I hope that helps somewhat. Interesting day today, a few things going on, lots of stuff coming out later still. So I hope you had a great trading day today, and I look forward to putting another video out for you guys tomorrow. Take care.